dwnproductions.net. Masks, bust, props, custom work. If you want something sculpted, molded, or painted, or something like that, hit up old DWN Productions.
And when you're done with that, head on over to fastcustomshirts.com. I got all kinds of shirts on the website to choose from, and you can even hit me up for custom work if you'd like.
You ever see this one? The John Carpenter classic, Big
Oh,
Trouble in Little China?
and it's all about China this week, huh?
Yeah, I guess so, dude.
Yeah, I have seen that one time.
It's some would consider it a classic. I mean, I still have the DVD. It's come out on Blu-ray and 4K, and I guess I always just thought it was okay if I've never updated to that. So if you haven't seen it, white guy goes to Chinatown and magical China stuff happens that white eyes shouldn't see. Fucking what's his name? James Hong, he plays Not Shang Tsung, and he's like 2,000 years old. He needs a broad with green eyes to do something to where he can live again. And it's pretty much what I was gonna say, Jack Russell, that fucking idiot. Kurt Russell and his Chinese buddy, not Liu Kang, like going through fucking like Chinatown trying to get this lady back. And there's a couple creatures here and there, but I remember a lot more creatures than what was actually in this movie. Um, and it was a little slower than I remember. Everything was like a little lamer than I remember. This is like this is a nice mainstream movie, I guess, like a nice general audience movie. Uh, I don't know. I do know this the whole time watching it. I was just like, man, when's that scene in the meat market gonna happen? When all like the cuts of meat start coming to life and shit. Oh, that's in Dead Heat. It's not in this movie. All right. But I don't know. I think because the last year I've been watching a lot of Chinese and Asian kung fu and black magic movies. This just kind of comes off as white guy making his little Chinese kung fu movie, which there's nothing wrong with that. It just kind of shows once you see the real deal, if that makes sense. Uh, Kurt Russell, he's a good actor. He has range and shit. He was fine in this. Everyone was fine. I didn't hate it. It was okay. It's like, yeah, that was all right. And I thought there was more to it, but it was okay. It's a good general audience movie. If I didn't know John Carpenter directed it, I would say, what, really? That's weird. Okay. But yeah, it's okay. It's a fine film.
Yeah, I like it. I like Jack Russell's character in it. But yeah, I don't go crazy of it. I think I have the same copy that you do. It's got that paper, like the fold out plastic thing. Yeah. I never saw a reason to upgrade. I don't need behind the scenes shit on. Well, I don't need behind the scenes shits on anything. But yeah, it's good. You know, worth a watch every once in a while. I guess if you got a young kid or something, you can throw that on. They might dig it a whole lot. Um, I like the video for Big Trouble in Little China with John Carpenter and his band. It's pretty.
It's sweet. What is it, the Coupe de Villes? Was
Mhm.
that it? Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know what the fuck that is, who was it? John Carpenter, Nick Castle, and Tommy Lee Wallace, I want to say. Damn, we should have got Coupe de Ville records and had them signed at the Houston Horror Film Fest.
Didn't even think about it.
Mhm.
Never
Well,
even tried to look for that shit. But,
well, they have a band, and I would have to assume that their biggest song was the theme from Big Trouble in Little China.
I would guess so.
Yeah, my big takeaway, besides getting this confused with another movie this go around, I was like, huh, everything looks like a set, like
Yeah.
those Shaw Brothers movies. So I guess they were going for that, or it was just cheap. I don't know, but it all looked like a set.
Well, you know, and people always said, yeah, they should have just made a sequel to that right away. Well, first of all, I don't think it made a lot of money, you know, to warrant a sequel. And I mean, I don't think it was good enough for a sequel, but there was a lot of shit that wasn't good enough for a sequel. So who the fuck am I to say? And we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I don't it was okay. It was fine. I guess the same as I remember. I just got a little confused with something else because I'm old and gay, I guess. But you know what else I noticed in Big Trouble in Little China? The shit was pretty much all about sex trafficking. Lopan was like fucking kidnapping all these green-eyed broads and locking them in cages and shit.
Asians been doing that forever, man. That's their thing.
But I mean, shout out to Mr. C for bringing it to the forefront and putting white American eyes on it so we
Mhm.
could be fucking, opened up to the truth.
Awareness.
Unf- Unfortunately, I forgot all about it until you just brought it up right now.
Yeah, crazy.